Mississippi Gulf Coast has been devastated by Katrina, and we are continuing to follow the cleanup efforts there. Meteorologist Mike Seidel joins us now from Long Beach. And Mike, you know, we continue to see these areas that are so completely devastated and obliterated. But do you get a sense for how widespread this is? Is this just a few neighborhoods, or is this the entire region?
Well, it's the entire region, basically from Pascagoula over to the other side of New Orleans. And not only just on the coast, you go even 100 miles inland, north of I-10, and there's damage, trees down everywhere, power lines down. Of course, there they don't have to worry about the surge. Not many remaining structures here in Long Beach. We're about 2 blocks from the Gulf, and this is one of the few buildings that's still standing, if you can call it still standing. This is the local bank. Everything was pushed this way by the surge, which the mayor last night estimated at 30 feet. And beyond, you can see there's hardly anything standing. There's one house over in the distance, but just sweeping around, there's just nothing left. It's basically like an F5 hit the entire Mississippi coast. A couple things you want to note here. This is the automatic teller. This is the ATM. Pretty heavy thing. It was standing here, so it didn't move very far. And again, about the only thing that is around are these bank vaults right here. This isn't going anywhere. And we talked to a lady earlier, and her safe deposit box is inside. So obviously they're going to have to somehow get into this vault at some point in time and get people's valuables out. Let's take you back on Highway 90. That's the main route along this coast between Bay St. Louis, past Christiana, over here to Long Beach. Again, the farther west you go towards Bay St. Louis, the worse it is. If you can imagine, it's even worse. And it's just everything's been completely swiped off its foundations. The surge came in. We had about a 30-foot surge. And then on top of that, we had those huge waves, those huge battering waves. And the force of water just literally ate everything down to its foundation. There are a few stairways to nowhere, and that is about it. And the weather, well, not great for cleanup, but again, it is early September here along the Gulf Coast. It's going to be very hot, very humid. The FDA and the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, have people down here to deal with what's going to be a real health issue because of the heat and humidity. Temperatures in New Orleans in the mid-90s over the weekend. Chance of some rain this afternoon. Heather?
All right, thank you, Mike.
Let's go one other place now. On Wednesday, some residents returned to Gulfport for the first time after Katrina struck.
Meteorologist Jim Cantori reports on the wide-ranging cleanup efforts here.
The city of Gulfport began picking up the pieces of their tattered city on Wednesday. Officials coordinated efforts to keep their town in check. Police were instructed to seal off the most dangerous areas, and what's left of Highway 90 that runs along the beach was closed. Many residents waited in line for limited supplies. And with no major water source available, people were happy to find even this exposed water line.
We're just dividing all of the duties and conquering them one at a time, and you know, putting this thing back together. Of course, first is life, and then next is property, and then next is quality of life. And we're trying to get it to where people can have some semblance of normalcy, you know, where we can get them some water, where they can wash their face and brush their teeth.
Security was on full alert around financial institutions, while search and rescue teams continued their non-stop humanitarian missions.
We're looking for folks that are still in the debris. We're looking for folks that haven't been able to get help, and we're trying to also make body recoveries. You know, we know that's a gruesome task, but it's a very, very important task because it's something that the families are going to have to deal with, and they want a body to do a proper burial and to grieve. And so it's very important that we reach these people and find everybody that's reported missing.
With so much of the city virtually destroyed, many wonder if it'll ever be the same.
We will rebuild it. I've said it before, adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. And we've seen what this storm was made out of. Now it's our turn to show them what we're made out of.
And the good news for you, Gulfport, is you have one heck of a mayor in Brent Moore. He will get it done, and as he says, he'll get it done better and bigger than it was before. Reporting from Gulfport, I'm Jim Cantori.
As those crews continue their searching, in some cases they'll be searching in floodwaters, and there are dangers attributed to those.
Yeah, a lot of dangers in the floodwaters here. You know, number one here is snakes. Poisonous snakes can be in those waters, along with mosquitoes. Also, certainly sewage, pollution, debris that's floating there, sharp objects. Even fire ants can be transported here through some of this water. And we've also heard reports that there have actually been sharks and alligators swimming through some of these waters.
But more live reports coming up. Stay with us.